This daughter's body is covered in bruises, but her parents have no idea. Her mother, Wengi, came early in the morning to help with housework. She called for her daughter Sun Young to get up for breakfast, but Sun Young wrapped herself in the blanket and told her to leave immediately. Wengi had no choice but to leave the room helplessly. She couldn't understand why her daughter had suddenly become so distant after marriage. The truth is her daughter hasn't changed. She just doesn't want her mother to see the injuries on her body. Sun Young is an adopted daughter. She learned to endure from a young age. As a child, she watched Wengi favor her biological children. She had to pretend not to care. After all, she had no other choice. Having food to eat was already good enough. After marriage, Sun Young was beaten by her husband again and again. She reached out to her mother for help, but every time, her father would grab the phone away. Her father told her not to come home, complaining over minor disagreements. Father never realized these were his daughter's cries for help. He never imagined his son-in-law was an abuser. Sun Young decided to run away. While her husband wasn't home, she packed up her dowry and quietly slipped out the door. Sun Young found her mother's actor's friend. She wanted to sell her jewelry for money to leave the country. The aunt noticed the bruises on Sun Young's body. She sensed something was wrong. She took Sun Young to the hospital for an examination. The doctor discovered that Sun Young's injuries weren't caused by just 1 or 2 incidents. They were the result of long-term violence. The aunt knew she had to tell Wengi. After settling Sun Young in, she went to Wengi's house. She handed the photos to her. Wengi completely broke down looking at the photos of her injured daughter. She never imagined her son-in-law could be so cruel. That evening, Wengi told her husband about Sun Young wanting a divorce. But Sun Young's father thought his daughter was making a big deal out of nothing. He was still praising his son-in-law as a filial and good man. He had just taken him to buy a new coat during the day. Wengi couldn't stand it anymore. She tore the new clothes to pieces. She threw the photos on the floor. She went back to her room and cried her heart out. Father looked down at the photos scattered all over the floor. The injured person in the photos was his own daughter. The abuser was his good son-in-law. The old man couldn't believe the reality before his eyes. He decided to use his own way to get justice for his daughter. The old man stormed into his son-in-law's office and attacked him directly. But the old man was getting on in years. He was quickly overpowered. Then he was thrown hard to the ground. The son-in-law arrogantly admitted that he had beaten Sun Young many times. But he warned the old man not to call the police. He said Sun Young had self-harm tendencies as a child. So even if they reported it, no one would believe them. With that, he walked away arrogantly. However, what he didn't know was, the old man had already recorded every word he said on his phone.